There is no way for me to explain to the unenlightened and the uninitiated how we are winning at this thing. And I know that term is used far too often. I know it's used too much, and I know it's used to the point where sometimes I think it loses its meaning. But we are absolutely, positively, without a doubt, winning at levels we never even thought possible. Where do we even begin? Where do I begin? There's so I have had the hardest time sometimes trying to figure out, okay, where do I start? In the old days, it was like sometimes it's like, well, here we go again. Here we go again. What's the news? Every day there is something that is happening. And I want to talk about something which is last night, which to the untrained eye who don't know how to look for cultural ideas and perceptions and the like, there's something that's happening which is so critical, and that is this. The Super Bowl represents the time when not everybody in the world, but certainly everybody in this country, for the most part, is either watching or paying attention to what is happening. And what we saw, without a doubt, was a couple of things. First, the first president to attend a Super Bowl met with absolute wild acclaim, who has right now the highest favorability rating of anyone, or certainly of his tenure, who is unstoppable, who is like a juggernaut, who will not stop. He is a tsunami. On the same instant, at the same show, when we're looking to see, okay, what's changed? What appears to some folks to be kind of a waste of time, or to be not very interesting, or not that critical, what there appears to be, which is so important for me to bring to your attention, is this. When Taylor Swift, who was the darling of the whatever this group was, whatever, youngsters used to call them bubblegum, teeny bopper, I don't know, who decided during this maelstrom to jump on board with Kamala. It was the beginning of the end. Not just the end of a musician, or the end of a style, or the end of a no. This was the end of something even bigger. This was the end of a colossal, how do I say this? What word? The end of a wave. That's number one. Number two, or three, I don't even know the numbers. The halftime show, and this is the most important, was us, we, rational people, finally saying, enough. Now, you might say, well, that was rap music. No, that was America held hostage by this, I don't know what this is. It was untalented, Jay-Z pushed lunacy. People are saying, you got to be careful with this, because you see the rap or hip hop or whatever is really the most important and the most popular music around the world. That's not what that was. Now, I don't even know if it was satanic. I have no ideas, but it's over. The halftime is over. They're talking themselves. They are saying America's different. This thuggish, I don't want, somebody was calling it ghetto. I don't know about that. I don't even think that word is, that'd be more, that might be more of a, certainly a pejorative. I don't think it speaks necessarily to our way of thinking. But in any event, this is the end of this thuggish, I don't know what the word is. They've had acts before. You can have people come out and do that. It's as though they said the days of this free form is over. The day of Jay-Z, that Rock Nation, whatever, they run that show. It's done. It's finished. It's through. It's people looked at it and said, what is that? What has happened? Whatever you thought of, whatever you represented before, whatever was your idea of what mainstream want, you don't understand it. Watch what's going to happen right now. There's this, I don't want to get into this. I can't talk about it here for reasons. The Kendrick Lamar Drake thing. This is big. And also Jay-Z is in there as well. Now, most people are going to say to the untrained ear, the untrained citizen, this is music. Music doesn't apply to me. Music is something that is of no interest to me. Music is not critical, is not important. I cannot tell you this. And while the rest of the world misses the point, and I've told you this, at the fall of the Soviet Union, the KGB at the time sent out its agents to listen to jokes, to listen to music. What are people saying? I'm going to give you an example. The people who ran the Super Bowl. Oh, and by the way, how about Elon? Elon saying, I'm going to put out 5. How many people watched the Super Bowl to see Elon's advertising or his ads on Doge or whatever? Did you watch this? Did you understand this? Now remember, there are folks who are running to the keyboard saying, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it. Oh my God. You don't have to watch it. It was all on YouTube. That's not it. You have got to be a part. If you're going to be a warrior, if you're going to be in the battle, if you're going to find out what is happening to the world, what is happening to us, where the country and everything is going, if you truly want to do this, out of your mouth should never be, I don't know, watch, listen, understand. Never. It is not a badge of courage. It is not, you will never win anybody over by saying, hey, this is great. I've got my new friend, Dave. He doesn't know about the news. He doesn't watch cable. He doesn't vote, knows nothing about culture, knows nothing about history, knows nothing. He's great. And we sit around and share things that we don't do. Now, aside from the fact that last night was this other drubbing, not only of Kels, by the way, they keep calling him Kelsey. And I happened to listen this morning. I was driving very, very early this morning. And I happened to tune into, oh my God, Fox News. Oh, do me a favor. I'm sorry, can I just say time out? Somebody do me a favor. Would you please get that young man, Lawrence, teach him grammar? Teach him grammar. It's not funny anymore. It's not funny. You're making a fool out of him. You need remedial work on this young man. If you're trying to make some statement, and I think we know what it is, for the love of God, teach this man English. I know people are saying, what are you talking? I don't know about English. I know. I'm, oh my God. So much to say. So much to say. The Democrats are losing their minds. Ever since Trump, it's only been 2 days. This is the 3rd week. Think about this. Oh my God. I look at what's gone on now. The Democrats are in trouble. Popular music is in trouble. The rap world. Remember who these folks were. Remember, let me go try this again. When you talk about Jay-Z, when you talk about whatever, they were owned and operated by, I'm not going to say USAID, because remember, USAID is not the problem. They are the paymaster. They are the paymaster. They are the ones who merely distribute the money. That's the shell corporation. That's the offshore account. That's whatever it is. Listen to me. Now, two things, my friends, two things. Number one, February 22nd, we have just 12 days away. New York City, meet me and share the victory lap at the Cutting Room. Tickets are available. Go to the description section is right there. Join Mrs. L and me as we take a victory lap and rub it in their faces. We're going to talk about everything. But more importantly, what this does that nobody else does, it is Q&A, not Q&A really, it's participatory. Most of the time when you go to a show, you sit back and you watch it. In fact, they even tell you, don't talk, psh, be quiet. No. You are the guest. You are the band. You are the ceremony, the master of ceremony. You are it. Nobody, listen to what I'm telling you. Nobody does this. Nobody does this. Tickets available. I want to be there with you, okay? I got a lot to say. But first, we got to talk about something that's critical. Listen to this. New reports reveal that the average person has $8,674 in credit card debt. Plus, the total average consumer debt is a shocking $104,215 between mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and unsecured loans. Unfortunately, without outside assistance, many will continue digging themselves deeper and deeper into the hole of debt. I've advised and counseled friends and clients for years who want to take back control of individual debt about this secret weapon that has helped so many consolidate everything owed into one affordable monthly payment. They even helped negotiate a settlement agreement that will allow you to pay less than the total balance. Listen, they settled over $275 million in debt, and they've helped people become debt-free in an average of 28 months. I've had such an incredible experience referring clients and friends that I wanted to partner with them here and introduce their services to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. If you want a helping hand to get out of debt, I absolutely, positively, and strenuously recommend booking a free consultation now by going to nodebtwithlionel.com. Look at the address. Once again, that's nodebtwithlionel.com. Use the link I've provided under the title. Listen to me. You can take control and learn how to get out of debt now. All right, my friends. You know, I saw something last night which was, again, very interesting. There's a fellow named Robert. What is his name? He's that kind of a tough conservative Davy, or he's like an Italian-looking guy. And he says, I got to tell you something about this halftime show. You know, it was ghetto. We need something like R&B. No. That's not the point. I mean, we're not talking about the type of music. It's the presentation of the particular type of music that you're talking about. That's the critical part. That's what I'm saying. That's what we are saying. Does this make any sense to you? Yes, it makes sense to you. Of course it makes sense to you. Yes, absolutely. Now, yesterday, the president, first time ever at a Super Bowl. Don't know why. There was happiness. There was excitement. There was this, and I don't know why, as a person, I mean, I was very reluctant, but I couldn't believe how the Eagles, I've always loved the underdog, and I've always loved tough, hard knocks, and I've always loved people who've had to build themselves up from their, from whatever the adversity is. And Philly is this really tough, in many respects, tougher than New York. Absolutely. And there was Kansas City, and I keep hearing, you're going to be your first time ever 3 in a row. And immediately I'm thinking, I want, it's me. I want the favorite to be crushed. I love revolution. I want to see and not only, I say the Phillies, not only did the Eagles, it was like from the beginning, they paralyzed them. And then later on, they had a couple of things. I loved that. And I thought to myself, this is what Trump is. Remember how we've been through Trump the whole time? Remember how we've been through Trump? Remember how Raul says, at the Super Bowl, the people spoke. Yes, absolutely. And people will love, and we love to say, bread and circuses, bread and circuses, bread and circuses. Yeah, that might be true for the season, but the Super Bowl is different. Whenever people get together, do you know what happens? You know what the amount of trafficking? I mean, it's big on so many levels. It's not even funny. But I realized this as I was watching. This is precisely what I have been thinking in terms of my own sense of, what do you want to call it? My own sense of fighting back. I will never tell you, never. I've never been a person who loves to talk about my own personal adversity. Never. Ever. This is for friends, family. Other people love to tell you, this one's on this one's on the program, this one did this one broke their leg, this one's divorced, this one whatever, this one lost their job, this one's sick, this one's got an ulcer, this one. Okay, all right. I don't know why. It's like, do me a favor and just shut up. But I was thinking, there were so many of us. What we have been through, for those of us who have been in this profession, and how we have fought, and we never fit in. Barry Taylor says the crowd booed when the Jump-a-thon showed Trump and cheered but on Trump. He commented, MAGA is very unforgiving. Yes. When she was booed, that she could not understand it. And thank you, Barry. She could not, but it wasn't she was booed, they were booed. They were booed. But and she doesn't care. She's whatever. But the point is, she does care. It hurt her feelings because she called that wrong. Blessed are the, I don't know what it is, people who stick to their guns. Let me explain something to you. When I came up in the world, in talk radio, there was always something presented to me which never seemed to make sense. It was okay. Some people loved it and clamored for it and screamed for it, but I never got it. I never understood it. Number one was talk radio was great. Great. When I started in talk radio in 88, it was the most exciting time. Florida had the best. It was wild. We had the best. We had J-Core, Randy Michaels. It was crazy. It was like KRP meets Woodstock meets, I don't know what it was. And then I came to New York. And it was like they did this. They took whatever creativity had, and you had to fight for it every step of the way. This idiot, that idiot, WABC, WOR. People will say, yeah, you're in the #1 market. No, you don't understand. You don't get it. No, this is not it. The other people are winning. There's not, you're imitating, you're repeating. I don't know what you're doing. This isn't, okay, fine. All right, fine. Then came something called, it's very interesting, they call it Air America. Air America could have been the greatest thing in the world. Seriously, forget the fact that it was liberal, whatever. They didn't understand it. They thought that if you just say something that people agreed with, it somehow became listenable. No. Television, moments of absolute brilliance, and then it will be hoisted and crushed by the cement of the unimaginative. I swear to God, that's it. That is, there's so much. Now, TV, this is TV. This is good. This has its shortcomings too, but not, this is pure oxygen compared to this. Because this doesn't have people like program directors and news directors and all those people that take whatever you're feeling and destroy it. I was listening today early to Alex Jones. He is better than he has ever been in his life. And you know why? Nobody's telling him what to do. Because he says, I'm going to do it my way. And he is stuck to what you're not going to believe. And I can't tell you, it's still not free here. Remember, there's kids listening. You know what I mean? There are people listening. You're not going to believe what we're talking about now, but they don't know we're talking about. And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? And then comes along. So I'm thinking, what's going on here? I don't know what's going on. Yeah. What is popular does not necessarily mean something you can agree with 100%. I can't. I can't be a cheerleader for the sake of being a cheerleader. I'm not one of these Ronald Reagan phonies. I'm not one of these people, everything is it. No, I told you, and I've said repeatedly, that what President Trump was doing in 2016 was great, and then that he blew the election. He wasn't paying attention to this, and people got all upset because they thought it was like a fan club. I said, "Why are you saying that?" Because he's going to lose this. You're not understanding. You're not seeing what's happening here. It's a politics. Okay, fine. Then we've got these. Oh my God! Did you see this picture the other day? They had Megyn Kelly at the Super Bowl. Megyn Kelly, who couldn't stand him. Megyn Kelly, who trashed him. Megyn Kelly and a lot of those other, remember those Fox people trashing him. Tucker Carlson did it. A lot of people did it. They trashed Trump. And now all of a sudden they're kissing his ass. They're in the booth. This is the way it is. This is life. These two-faced, when you're #1, they love you. He knows it. He's smart. He's been around, believe me. But look at these people. Look at him. The whole group. There was not one. I swear to God. And I want to grab him and say, I represent, sir, a group of people. We're not the cool kids. We're not Megyn Kelly. We're not Sean Hannity. We're not, that's not who we are. We don't play golf with you. We're not gonna go to Mar-a-Lago. That's not us. We were the ones who were with you from the beginning. And we're a group of people who believe in stuff that sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't. And we've got some things that may be wacky to regular people, but that doesn't mean they're wrong. Doesn't mean that we're wrong. We're 100% correct in this one. You have to give us a chance. We are 100% correct in what we're doing here. 100%. And I'm telling you, and I know what I'm talking about, and I've never felt this great. He is nailing it this time. He is nailing it. And my friend, you may laugh at the Super Bowl, but I see it. I put on my glasses and think, oh my God, look. It's like I've got magical glasses. I know what I'm talking about. This is something like you cannot believe. You haven't even figured out yet that you've won. You don't really realize it, do you? You really don't. Honest to God, I think you've been so learned helplessness. We've been through this. I've told you this a million times. You're like that dog that's been shocked for so long. Learned helplessness. You don't know what to do with this. You're winning. You are winning like you cannot believe. You're seeing something that I don't understand. It's Elon, it's this, it's the time. It's the time. There's something about the time. Have you ever thought, and I'm always afraid because sometimes when I give an analogy, people will take off. Yeah, I say, no, this is a metaphor. This is just a kind of a logical connective tissue here. The Beatles were the Beatles not because they were just great, because there were other people who sounded like them. It was the time. Something worked then. This worked, Ed Sullivan worked, the time worked, the look worked, the jackets, the hair, I don't know. Boom. They were the Quarrymen. They did this. They did their first time. I don't know. And you can figure it out all day long. You want to do that? Go ahead. You want to figure it out? Good luck. I don't know. Trump didn't have the suit and the hair and the Beatle boots, and it wasn't the time. The irony of ironies is that, and I've told you, they stole the election in 2020. Don't give me this nonsense about, no, say it. Stop beating around the bush. The numbers, Biden didn't get 84 million. It didn't happen. Stop it. I don't mean you, but I mean they have this idea. Okay. Trump wasn't Trump the way he is now. Trump went in there and he said, I'm Donald Trump. It was his really first kind of failure because he didn't understand it. That's why he's got these folks in there and he's got these. This is another story. I'll bet you anything. Project 2025, Heritage Foundation, and a bunch of other people said, look, we're not going to call this 2025, okay? What are we going to call it? I don't know. Call it something else. We have all of your programs ready to go. We have a think tank. We've got everybody from the Heritage Foundation, from the Cato Institute, from this and that, and then the Council of Our. We've got everybody. We've got think tanks, experts ready to go. You didn't have this the first time. You didn't know anything about this. You had people like Mattis and Kelly. That's why he's got Hexit. That's why he's got these people. That's why he's doing this. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't have a Jim Baker. He's got the House. He's got the Senate. And what he's doing is he's not even taking a breather. There's no rope-a-dope with him. There's no, measuring that. No, he's coming out. He's overwhelming these people and they don't know what to do. And for the first time, there's this thing. I don't know what the analogy would be. A chick singer? I don't know what you call it. I don't know what it's called, but let me explain something to you. He is coming in with this. Oh, there's so many factors. Elon is changed everything. He honestly said, I can do something, Mr. President, not just because I'm the richest man in the world. It has something to do with this. It has nothing to do with it. He could have done this, but there's something about his cachet. There's something about his name. There's something about who he is. There's something about everything. This sign of the times. It's completely different. Barry says it reminded me of the movie Gladiator. Trump won the crowd. Partly. But it was a different time then. Remember, there's too many aspects of this. Ricardo says it wasn't fair. KC Chiefs Pee Wee football team playing the pros. Excuse me, Ricardo. That young man's been to the Super Bowl 5 times. Wasn't fair? No, it just goes to show you. On any given day, any given Sunday, blah, 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 blah. When the thing, look, I am not spiritual. I don't believe, I have no idea how astrology works and the channeling and this, but when something is weird. The other day, everything, you ever had these days where you say, something's wrong today? And you know it. You know it in your heart. You say, something's wrong with this. I don't know what's going on. Something's wrong with this. I'm not feeling it. There's something weird going on. It's a spiritual thing. It's a whatever. I don't know what you want to call it. But there's a balance of there was something, the zeitgeist, the times, who knows? But he came in and he is going to not just destroy the Democratic Party, he is destroying the globalist cabal, the globalist shadow government unit. This is bigger than anything you can imagine. It doesn't have any, there's no, how do I say this? There's no corollary in history. There's nothing that we can point to or I can point to that shows you what this is. I ask you something which is very, 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 very critical. And I want to just tell you something right now. I need your likes, your support, super chats, contributions. You keep this going. I would love to do this one day full time. Just nothing but this. There is nothing, no broadcast that I enjoy more than this. Nothing. TV doesn't do it. Radio doesn't. I would have I could not possibly. There are so many things that I love about this. And I am beholden to you to like this, to subscribe. Your financial contributions to support mean more than anything you can imagine. I'm the luckiest person, well, married to my wife, but second of all. But your liking this is critical. Your likes. When you have 1,000, 2,000, when you have as many likes as you have people watching, it does something. YouTube, and they say, oh, okay, well, let's see if more people like this. And then all of a sudden, we bring this over to this other HOV lane, and other people say, wait a minute, are these Republicans? No. Well, yeah, but no. Are these right-wingers? Well, yeah, but no. What are they? It's common sense. These are people who are a part of a common sense movement. And the more people that we have who like us, the more people that we have that appreciate what we're doing, the more of an audience, the more likely, and the more we spread the holy word of truth, but also information and data to let people know. People still don't really understand USAID. They're not really there yet. They think somehow that is the issue. No, that's the paymaster. That's not it. So we have to explain them. And through that, your likes are the most important. In any event, he came along and he is destroying everything. Do you know what it means when, let me give you an example. Rudy Giuliani did something which was, Rudy Giuliani wanted to get rid of the mob when he first came in, okay? And one of the things he did was the mob had a lock on this Fulton fish market, this Fulton fish. The mob, I don't know who it was Genovese, whoever, no, somebody. If you went there, you had to pay the guy or else your truck wouldn't come in and your delivery wouldn't get there. And if you're selling fish, you've got a window so that all the purveyors of all the restaurants would come in. And if you didn't grease the skids, forget it. They had it for years. They said, there's no way you're going to get rid of this. The mob is always going to own the Fulton fish. Well, anyway, they took it to Hunts Point, or they moved it. But Rudy got rid of all that. Got rid of all of it. It's not going to be completely, but believe me. Concrete, the window, but name it, construction, sanitation, refuge. When they went after the They went after the commission. This is just unbelievable. Now, remember, with the mafia, it's a different story. Because by design, you can take out the head and it still grows. It's like, it's not like other forms of organized crime. But the thing was, it was serious. That's what Trump is doing. Trump is doing it at a level you can't believe. And number one to these people, you can do all, you can name it the Gulf of America. You can talk about annexing Canada. Raul says DJT was ushered in by time, space, and mind. Yes, his mind. Remember, this is him too. This is not just. It's not that. It's a different Trump. This is not anybody we've ever seen before. But you're correct about that. I mean, thank you. What we're seeing right now is something very, very interesting. This is something which, first and foremost, you have to realize, if you want to get at the mob, if you want to get at this, or you have to go after the money. Follow the money as a part and part. It's become so much of who we are. It's like keep your friends close and your enemies closer, blah, blah, blah. We say these things. Art is our world. A world. Trevelyan Gale says, new word for common sense and sane mindset is Trumpology. Indeed. You're right. It's Trumpological. You're right. But it's important. Elon Musk came into Twitter, got rid of 80% of the dead weight. And whether he's sleeping on a sleeping bag, I don't know. But the issue is he took these slugs, these Gen Xers who walk around and they don't. If you want to see the country, go to an airport, go to like a JFK or LaGuardia or Newark and see everybody walking around in pajamas. We're slobs. With the slides, they scuff. They don't even pick their feet up. And here comes Elon Musk. And he picks the brightest young people who are not covered in tattoos. By the by, time out. Did you see what they're saying now about tattoos and how the heavy metals in the ink are being linked to cancer? They're having huge problems. They never had this much ink in people's bodies. A tattoo here, a tattoo there. But when you've got sleeves of this, did anybody think about regulating the ink? What is this? It's in your system. We knew this. We knew this. Wait till Ozempic hits. Wait till people say, wait a minute, what are we doing? It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. Anyway, back to what's going on. So Elon came in, he saw Twitter, got rid of 80% of the workforce. Some of their influx came in, their assets or their inventory and income, but overhead we reduced by 30%. I mean, it just was, and now it's now you can't get near it. Why? Why do you think that is? Because Twitter was never about a business. It was a very simple thing. Number one, you take, and it goes way back to central banks, and you start to control the money. When you have the money, you can do anything. If you have the money, you can do it. If you don't have the money, you can't do it. That's number one. Number two, have the crooks and the criminals and the globalists, the bad people, in charge of this. Go into governments, use their power and authority, and seize everything. Laurie says, I'm shallow, but my heart sang when Swift was booed. Yeah. Laurie, it wasn't about her. It's what she represents. Yes. If I came in and somebody had a flag, an American flag, and people clapped, is it about the flag? No, it's what the flag represents. Is it about that flag, that cloth that he's got? No. It's the symbology, the semiotics. Humans work on symbols. We have Valentine's Day coming. Valentine's Day, right? And hearts and flowers, and yeah, it's the symbols. We believe in symbols, the cross, and she is a symbol. Now, for too long, when these people came in, they owned everything. So this corrupt, since the beginning of time, said these corrupt people take over everything. Bretton Woods go back to starts right after World War I. That's when it started. Versailles, the UN, globalists. And they said, what do we do? Let's go in like the mob and let's take over the Fulton fish market. Let's go in and take over the Teamsters. Let's take over this union and that union. There was a time when the Genovese family and the Westies, when they were building the Javits Center, a friend of mine went there one time and he was loading in something. He was working for a company. He had no idea. And he thought, I'm just going to unload myself. Oh, no. Did you ever try to do a show on Broadway? And you got Teamsters 1, good people. But in your contract, do you have a piano tuner? What? Do you have a piano tuner? I don't have, it's not a musical. Do you have a piano tuner? No, you got to have a piano tuner. But it's not a music. Yeah, okay, I got the piano tuner. Okay, what else do I got to do? You got a guy to move the piano? There's no piano. You got to have a piano mover. Okay, all right. Come on. That's what you do. It's simple. So all of a sudden, these people said, bring Jack Dorsey. And Jack, you're going to be in charge of what? In charge of Twitter. Okay. Here's Sparky. I knew. Sparky's the king, the titan of the tangential. I've missed you lately, big guy. Sparky says, in the old days, tattooing was the primary spreader of syphilis. I guess they are disposable needles now. Hopefully, they don't reuse them. That's not the problem anymore. Again, it's the ink, but who would have thought about that? But thank you for that. Here's one for you, ladies. If you have your manicure done, or you ever put your hand in that ultraviolet light, be careful for what's the word? It's not subungual. There's a cancer. And if ever you get that black line that goes up and down, that dark line, look at them. Read what fingernails do, by the way, as an aside. Remember Bart Giamatti? His fingernails were clubbing. There was a fellow from, Sloan Kettering? He was watching him speak. He was a young man. And he was talking about Pete Rose. And he said, you've got to get a hold of him. He called the network, who got a hold of him. He says, I'm an oncologist. Go see a doctor right now. He had lung cancer. He saw the clubbing of his nails. It's fascinating. Anyway, back to this. Here was Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey didn't care about this. Twitter was where the social media folks came out. They lured you into it, got you addicted to it, couldn't care less whether they made a profit or not. And then they could control the narrative. If you never knew that being in the sun for prolonged periods of time can cause skin cancer, there would be more skin cancer. Does this make sense to you? Knowledge, not truth, but knowledge is powerful. If you don't know about certain foods not to eat, if you don't know that this Japanese puffer fish is related to certain forms of immediate death, if you don't know that, you will die. And you eat it, of course, the ignorance. So what they did was they decided to keep track of all the people and all of the way that they learn. Listen to this. You know, when it comes to comfort, support, and a good night's sleep, my friends, MyPillow has revolutionized the way millions of Americans rest their heads with unmatched quality, cutting-edge design, and a commitment to American-made excellence. MyPillow has become a household name. And now with MyPillow.com, /Lionel or using the promo code Lionel, you can unlock exclusive discounts and deals that bring comfort and savings right to your doorstep. That's right, my friend. Mike Lindell and the team in MyPillow aren't just selling pillows. They're on a mission to transform the sleep experience with a wide variety of products beyond their signature pillows. Whether you're looking for supportive adjustable pillows, luxurious Giza dream sheets, cozy towel, mattress toppers that cradle your body in comfort, MyPillow offers it all. And with their 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty, you can be confident that MyPillow stands behind every product they sell. Now, why MyPillow stands out? Let me tell you, unlike generic pillows you grab off a department store shelf, MyPillow is customizable and engineered to cater to different sleep styles. Whether you're a side sleeper or a back sleeper or a stomach sleeper, their patented interlocking fill technology adjusts to your specific comfort needs, keeping your neck and spine properly aligned throughout the night. No more waking up with that sore neck, no more tossing and turning, just the restful, rejuvenating, and exhilarating sleep that you deserve. And it doesn't stop at pillows. MyPillow's Giza Dream Sheets, made from the finest Egyptian cotton, offer a smooth, breathable, and luxurious feel, turning your bed into a sleep heaven. So right now, my friends, do the right thing. Go to mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. It's easy for me to say, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, or call 800-645-4965. Simply the best. Trust me. If I can control the information, not the truth, we can argue about what the truth is. I don't know what the truth is. Your truth, my truth, but just the information. Data is power. That's the thing which is the most important. Do you know why people stopped smoking? Do you know why lung cancer rates went down because of smoking? Not because of the government, not because of they tax cigarettes. It's because people knew about it. They decided, I'm not going to do this anymore. It's that simple. You give them the information. And there was a time before that, not only, remember, misfeasance, malfeasance, and nonfeasance. If you're going to sue somebody, you can sue them for negligence, but you can sue them for a couple of things. Malfeasance, where you actively do something. Nonfeasance, where you do not do something. You're not active. It's like an intentional not doing. But thank you. Misfeasance, nonfeasance, malfeasance, but there's this notion of just not letting you know. And that's the part which is so critical. So what they did was, let's just call them globalists for short. They kept the information from you for all these years. You didn't know this. So they have a group of people. First, the people that gave you the information. The people that gave you the information. The ones who told you, not the truth, the media. The media were the one. And of the media, there are experts. And of the media, there's pop. That's why the Taylor Swift thing means something. Pop culture, pop, that version. It's more. Tavistock showed us more was happening during Vietnam, and a lot had to do with ending the war. Then yeah, there were people in the streets, but it was music. It was music. The idea of what you were told, they learned about propaganda during World War II, Capra and all these others. This is important. Bread and circuses, don't dismiss it. Juvenal, the Roman poet, that was about a diversion. Yesterday was not a diversion. No, that was a time. This was like the meeting. This is like going into, do you think that the celebration of a new pope is bread and circuses? I don't think so. That means that you might not be Catholic, but that means something. So what they did was they controlled everything. They controlled it. They didn't care about making money because the globalists said, we're in charge of making the money. We'll give you all the money you need. We'll make you richer than your dreams. Do you know how many congressmen have bank accounts in the Cayman Islands? that are funneled through a warren. I love that, rabbit holes are warrens. And there's hives. And have you ever seen an ant? Have you ever seen an ant hill where they pour liquid molten aluminum and then they dig it up and you see where they've been? That's what this is. It's like a micrographic mushrooms and fungi. It's a system that is beyond anything you could imagine. It's the money that they just print. They print. And they give you money. You can't believe what people make. What are you? Hi, I'm Jay-Z, for example. Let's just assume. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. This guy represents 90% of the young black demographic. Give him what he wants. Give him what he wants. Give him what he wants. Ricardo says, Dr. G, autopsies on a biker, kidneys, liver look like an ink sponge. Interesting. I liked her, by the way. Remember, she was, and we'll get into that later. It's how people who didn't know better, nobody thought about that. Nobody thought like, wow. I love when somebody asks a question like, you think that tattooing is good for you? Yeah. Somebody would say, do you take a lot of pills? Yes, I do. Do you take a lot of vitamins? Yeah. Do you think your body was intended to take that much tocopherol or vitamin E or whatever the particular thing is at one time? Do you think that's bioavailable? Do you think that's the way nature wants it? Yeah, vitamin C is great, but that much, that fast, in that form, that concentrated? Who'd have thought about that? I don't know. You just never think about these things. You never think like, that's a good idea. I don't know about that. I never thought about that. The first thing was Trump, Heritage, whoever these people are, they said, we're going to go after the money. Okay. Bring in Elon. Elon's great. And by the way, Elon has done more to help this notion of, I always feel sorry for people who said, well, so-and-so's on the spectrum. So, well, if that's on the spectrum, can you sign me up for it? Can I get on that spectrum and that frequency? If that's on the spectrum, God bless him. Let's hear it for the spectrum. It's the most incredible thing in the world. I love this. This guy's because he has this weird kind of a common sense. And then you take these people, and you take young people, and what's so refreshing is you got 19, 20, whatever your kids, and this one kid basically, you could tell he freaked him out. He quit, and they dug up, because these rat bastards they go through. By the way, think about this. If you've got old, especially if you have kids, if you have old Facebook, Instagram, whatever, use deleting systems where you can get like Tweet Delete or others. Get rid of old stuff. They don't age well. Thoughts don't age well. Just a thought. So anyway, so this kid comes along and he said some things. And you know how, listen, have you ever said something when you were drunk? You ever said something when you were drunk? Ever call somebody up when you're drunk, or somebody calls you, or, you want to be held accountable for that? I was drunk. Well, some people say, yeah, I was young. And being young is fun, especially when you're a male sometimes, girl too. You act stupid. You think with your emotion. You have no judgment center. You have no brakes. You don't have no executive. You're not into judgment. Like, if I do this, you're in many respects a psychopath. So they took this young kid. He wrote some stuff about Indians or whatever. Who the hell knows? It's an opinion. So what? So what? It's just a thought. But they got him. So he said, okay, I quit. And guess what? Elon and J.D. Vance and Trump said, oh, no, you don't. Come on back. Made a mistake. Show up. Move along. What? We don't play that game anymore. You're shutting him down, not because of what he said. You're shutting him down because of what he does. You're shutting him down because of what he thinks. You're not shutting him down because what he did was homophobic. No, it's because you don't like that person. If you like that person, you can say whatever you want. It's the weirdest thing in the world. And they're putting an end to this. This scares the hell out of them. And everybody else is saying, well, you know what? Let me tell you something right now. Our ability to speak more on YouTube is because of Elon. YouTube, let me tell you something. Listen to what, I'm going to tell you this, and you may not believe me, but I know what I'm talking about. When Silicon Valley started, and these nerdy folks came along, I hate the word nerd because they're geniuses. You think Einstein, Madame Curie was a nerd? Were nerds? They came along, and they wanted to do good. They wore T-shirts. They didn't know anything. They didn't know they were rich. They didn't know this. When all that started, it was just, and all of a sudden, here comes the shadow government. And then In-Q-Tel. In-Q-Tel, of course, was the investment firms that said, we're going to put all of your money into these. Hang on a minute. More. Sparky says they should say the post was before I found Christ. Yes. St. Augustine went through the same thing. By the way, time out on that. There's a fellow in Tampa named Joe Redner. Joe Redner was the inventor of the lap dance. Joe Redner was a purveyor of a nude club called the Mons Venus. And whether you think about it or not, I don't know. It's up to you. Make a long story short, Joe he's very, very liberal, civic minded, and he had this idea that he was going to I think it was something in Tampa. There was something about gay rights, gay parade, gay this, whatever it was. So anyway, the federal judge said, excuse me, do you have standing? He said, what? What is your standing? Why are you bringing this? What are you, a citizen? Are you gay? He said, yes, I'm gay. And they said, whoa. This is like the Hugh Hefner. He's got married, he's got kids, women. Wait a minute. You're gay? Yes, I am. You're not gay. Put me under oath. What does gay mean? Of course, he's not gay. Wait a minute. Put me under oath. I'm gay. I'm gay. All right, okay, I'm gay. And they're laughing. Joe, you're gay. When were you gay? Does it matter? I'm gay. But I'm bringing this lawsuit I have standing and blah, blah, blah. Okay, the case is over. Either he won, lost. So anyway, listen to this. And Sparky, you'll love this. So Joe Redner's standing out there on the steps. And somebody asked him, Joe, are you still gay? He said, nope, I'm straight. He said, what happened? He said, I did what you said. I prayed. He's an atheist too. I prayed to Jesus, and it's true. I'm straight. It works. Prove I didn't. Prove. So that's that thing. I was drunk. I didn't know what I was thinking. Prometheus Forever says, reports are that Jamie Raskin received $150 million in total from USAID. He has been the loudest against the audit. Did you hear what they're saying about Josh Shapiro? I don't know how real this is, about his being involved in allegedly an assassination attempt. That remains to be seen. Ricardo says, rename all federal property after fallen soldiers. Indeed. I like that. So let's go back to the way this started. All of a sudden, people said, I love my... Did you ever meet somebody? Did you ever know somebody like a grandmother or somebody who... Remember that? Not Angry Birds, but there was this... What was that Facebook game called? Something... Not Animal Farm, but... no, not Angry Birds. No, it was Fruitville or something. Anyway. And they were playing word games. Next thing you know, grandma is crazy. I'm having lunch. Here I am. Oh, look at my hand. Here's my hand. Click, click, click. Grandma, what's the matter? Some people other people I know never got into it. Well, after they let you love it and do it and make money and, unbox curling irons, and somebody says, well, I'm going to do something, political. They said, great. Y'all like this? Yeah. You enjoy this? Yeah. There's no charge. Remember, I forget who said this, but when something is free, you're the product. Not that. You got it? You're the product. Doesn't work like that. Okay. So after you became addicted to it, they said, great. Now we're going to shut you down. Instagram has me. I can't do a live broadcast until June. I never wanted to do a live Instagram, but I said, well, look, why? And they said, what you are posting was unacceptable. I posted what was on Twitter, just stuff that was on Twitter. Nothing new to nothing. See what they did? So you're like, anybody been in Facebook jail? Okay, that was perfect. They said, we love this. And then they said, oh, this is great. Let's come up with fact check. Who? Fact check. What's a fact check? A group of people with the fact checking. A fact checking? Who's Snopes? Who were Snopes? Remember that guy and his wife, they sat on the couch and he had bookers or something. I don't know what the story was, but they would say, well, Snopes said, who's Snopes? Who's Snopes? Well, and then there was PolitiFact and Fact Check, and well, who owns that? They do. They do. It's like having a restaurant that says we have a dress code. But if you have not been allowed in, you can appeal your disallowance to the dress code committee. Who are they? Us. But we're going to call it the dress code committee. I mean, we fell on, okay. And nobody did anything. Why? Because since 1961, when USAID came along, when Barack Obama's mother and grandmother and everybody came along, they were all partying. They were making so much money. They said, plus we're up there. Screw this. Do you see the way they go and they look at how this person went to this went to Harvard Law School, and then he got out and worked for the Senate committee under Biden, and then Biden worked for this, and then he's on this committee, and it's like this incestuous group of people. They take care of themselves, but there's no conservative part. Think of this as a cancer cell or a bezoar is my favorite word. This hairball. This is all liberal, progressive, radical left. They own everything. They own the media, the TV, the radio, the magazines, the newspapers, the politics, everything, the banks, the Telecommunications Act, Wi-Fi, internet, everything. And then over here, this is my little turtle that Mrs. L gave me. Over here we are, the little turtle, and we've got nothing. We got nothing. Fox News. That's it. What about Republicans in office? No. Why? Because they're on the take too. They're not stupid. You always have to have the pretend. Remember, wrestling, life is wrestling. Babyface, heel. They're the heel, they're the face, whatever it is. We had nobody. Let me say this again. We had nobody. We had nobody to watch us, nobody to protect us. Nothing. We're slapped around. Oh, you says that's a conspiracy theory. You're off. You're crazy. Get out. What did you say? Did you say this? Did you make this Polak joke or whatever the hell it was? What's the joke? You're out. Who are you? We're in charge of who's out and who's not. You're out. Why? Because we don't like you. We're going to use that as a. Did you say this? Were you behind some kind of a hate movement? Well, no, you're out. And then we're going to have something, the best thing ever. Oh my God, Wikipedia. Oh, genius. Oh my God. Here you are. Let's take who is it? Let's take MP. MP is a guy, right? I don't know where they arrest for corruption. Well, they just started. He's only been in 3 weeks. Let's take MP, okay? I'm on Wikipedia. Somebody write, and by the way, Wikipedia means people, participate in your status. MP is a part of a radical right-wing crazy hate organization. And he's a conservative, and he's crazy, and he's a lunatic, and you say, hey, What is that? Well, I'm trying to get a job, and somebody looks that up. Well, can I correct this? No. You ever try to correct your own Wikipedia? Hey, that's me you're talking about. Sorry. And if you use this keyboard, this ISP, it's done. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I mean, they got everything covered because the corrupt people took over Silicon Valley. Okay. So here comes Elon Musk. Okay? Here comes Elon Musk. And Elon Musk says, wait a minute. Hold it. I got all my billionaire friends. I got all my billionaire friends. Okay. I got all my billionaire friends in Silicon Valley. We'll take care of this. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. And now we have somebody named, she's very good, Whitney Webb. You ever see her? Smartest one, Corbett. They want to have nothing to do. Steve Bannon was like this. He's no good. Really? There was a wonderful expression about J. Edgar Hoover. He says, he's a son of a bitch, but he's our son of a bitch. You got that? You got that? Shut up. Well, you know, Peter Thiel. I know. I understand. Shut up. I love what you do, but not now. Let's win a little bit, and then we'll well, you know, I don't like what Trump's saying about Palestine. I don't like it either. Shut up. What are you talking about? Well, he wants to buy Palestine. What the hell are you talking about? Go to Palestine. Go do it. Go over there. What are you doing? Get off your ass and go there and protest. I'm an American. God damn it. I'm worried about me and us. We'll get to that later. The man's just got inaugurated, and you're giving him shit about Palestine. I know it's stupid. I know it's Jared Kushner. I understand AIPAC. I got it. Shut up. Let him crush these people. Then we'll worry about this. It's not perfect. I know that. I know this. Think I like everybody? Do I have to remind you what we've been through before? Do you know what this was before with Biden? What this man's going to do? He's going to actually destroy them. Shut up. We don't need you right now. Do me a favor. And I mean this sincerely. I love these people. I've got a sort of a friend. He's like a communist. He's a Marxist, sort of. Yeah. And I ask him, what are you doing here? Well, the communists say, and this is great. Do me a favor. Get on a plane and get the hell out of here. I'm not going to French and say, how come French? How come these people speak French? I think French is a stupid accent. And what's all this croissant stuff? I don't know what the hell's going on. And you eat too late. Get out of here. No, I want to stay here and complain. Listen to me. I have these people, they have one issue. And I've got one people they know. One of them, there's this whole group. And I love these people to death. And I love them. And they're great. And I love Judge Napolitano, Judge, all these people. But say, Judge, shut up. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I agree with you. Palestine, it's horrible. What do you want, Trump? Just, you know what? Why don't you talk to Bibi? Point the bullhorn towards Bibi. You tell him this. But we're about to fix 50 years of shadow government control. And I am not going to say, what are we going to do? Reject him? Who would you like? Bernie Sanders? Well, you know, Bernie Sanders makes a lot more sense about Gaza. I don't want Bernie Sanders. He may be a genius. You're right. I'll give you Gaza. Shut up. Not now. We'll get to that later. It's like that's all these people. Same thing, people. And the Democrats. Let me tell you something, too. It's not just us. The Democrats told these trans people, thanks for blowing it for us. Thanks. Thanks. Out of all the things, believe me, there's some big money shadow government folks who say, what the hell is this? This guy's walking around with pink hair and a thing in her nose and tattoos. It looks like Broderick Crawford. What the hell is this? That's not my, oh, no, excuse me, that's not the left. What are you doing? What does this mean? What are you talking about? This man is, we are so close to this. And Elon Musk is not perfect. And Elon Musk is, I don't care. And Elon Musk got a lot of kids. I don't care. Well, Elon Musk may be doing drugs. I don't care. I don't know anything about him. Keep it up. They're going to go to education. They're going to go to defense. They're going to go here. USAID. They took the sign down. They took the sign down. It doesn't exist anymore. They took the sign down. You know what that is? It's like when it's like you go to a job and your door key doesn't work anymore. You kind of get the hint. Raul says, Jackie Gleason said he liked to drink Merlot wine. Okay. Thank you, Raul. Don't know what that means, but whatever. Thank you. Now, moving along. We are seeing something that is so unbelievable that a lot of us, and I'll throw I don't want to be a part of this, are so used to complaining. It's like, schmuck, you're winning. You're winning. What? You're winning. It's like it'll be like me in Philly telling somebody, what are you so glum about? What? You just won. What? We won because I'm used to losing. No, you won. This is the most incredible time there is. And the people that I'm telling you we have to worry about are the idiots who don't know that we're winning. Do you know what it is? So you're going to dismantle the deep state? If they don't have any money. It's what do we do with this? What do we do with all this money? They just seized it. They're going to seize it. There's no more. There's no more. It's done. The programs, the buyouts, the payoffs. Samantha Power, get it? She's so, and here's the best part. They're so, let me tell you a little story, a little side story. You probably don't know this, maybe you do. Everybody loves to talk about the mafia. It's all these mafia shows, the genre, as they say. And there was a time when the mafia, especially the Sicilian mafia, Americans not the mafia, but it was secret. It was a secret organization. You didn't know who was who. I mean, really secret. And it's like they say, the Masons are secret. What do you mean Masons? Secret. They walk around, they got the hat, they got a temple. What's so secret about it? I may not be in the room when they induct somebody, but they're not secret. What are you talking about? It's secret. I know who they are. They're the Masons. Jackie Mason, Mason Jar, Pamela Mason. Anyway. So there are people I know who walk around and they love to be, I'm a made guy. I'm a, hey. And you think to yourself, schmuck, what are you doing? What? They get people under racketeering for being a part of a racketeer organization. Why are you telling? They want to be, they don't know it. They live in this one. They live in Ozone Park. They live in this. They go, and they go to this. And I know this one. And I went to school with Fat Jimmy and I knew Fat Tony and Fat Andy. And within their world, it's royalty. They don't understand to the rest of the world, it's not royalty. We don't look up to Vinny Gugoots and Sally Bones, whatever it is, Joe Dogs. That's your world. You were raised in that royalty. You were. I've heard people say, I've been places go, you know who that is? You're not going to believe it. That's Eddie the ice pick. What's the matter with you? Because in their world, that's royalty. To the shadow government, Samantha Power, she has been in this inertial bubble for so long. She doesn't understand she's the enemy. So she goes on with Rachel Maddow like an idiot and says, and when you come in and you realize you got an inbox that you're not there anymore, do you know how much money you've made? Millions. And between you and your husband, Cass Sunstein, who actually, listen to this. Cass Sunstein was one of, I think he was Obama's regulation czar. He put out a document calling for cognitive infiltration. He actually put out a scholarly piece with another guy, not Vermeil, but something, a name like that. That because of their haughtiness, because they were so imbued in their own brilliance, they just came up with this stuff. He said that the government should involve themselves in actively infiltrating chat rooms and chat circles to spread information to whatever. Anyway, he basically said the government should hire people to sit in on chat rooms like this, and spew this. Why? Because he's Cass Sunstein. He's a genius. He's in narrow. Excellent. Harvard Law School. What if I said, have you met Jerry the Ice Pick? Yeah. He went to Yale. What? Yeah. What difference does that make? He kills people with an ice pick. That's what I'm saying. Ted Kaczynski went to Harvard. Wow. You know what the best one is? The best. The best label where you can do anything. Not Harvard, not Oxford, or no. Not Medal of Honor Museum. No. Nobel laureate. You know, he got the Nobel Prize. What? You can do anything. You can walk down the street, drop trowel, and leave a sample in front of everybody. And they'll say, you know, that's a Nobel laureate. Because we're so into labels. So, what yesterday was last night? Diagram that sense. There was the President of the United States in absolute glory, meeting the family members of those killed in the terrorist attacks. What's her name? Taylor Swift. She doesn't get it. They're booing her. They're not booing her. It's the end of an era's, you know, that little spot. Kels. By the way, they call him Kelsey. I heard it's Kels. I don't care. He showed up looking like something out of a Starsky and Hutch. Again, complete. They hate him. I say, do you not understand? You're an idiot. You don't know. It's like the Japanese soldier who doesn't know the war is over. This is the end. And we've got to keep going. So everybody else, if you don't like what Trump's doing with Israel, shut up. We'll get to that later. You're right. I'll say it a million times. You're right. BB's wrong. You're right. Okay, you happy? Good. Now shut up. What are you going to do about it? Fix it? What do you want to do? I'm going to do my podcast. Do your podcast. Go ahead. I want to see it all destroyed. Education, commerce. I want to see defense and defense is the best place to park money or to steal money, because nobody will touch it. You want to cut defense? No, I want to cut waste. I don't care where waste is. CDC. Remember when CDC was like, you say CDC now, and that's why Bobby Kennedy is so critical. Look at how they're doing. They're on the warpath for him. Big Pharma says, what do we do? Bobby Kennedy's going to say, I'm so pissed off. And Bobby Kennedy got a hard on, not just for CDC, but his family. Who paid off their family? Who paid off the Kennedys? Who paid off Schlossberg, that weird tweaking weirdo, Caroline's son? I'll bet you anything there's some little ledger there for the Kennedys. Where do you think the Kennedys get their money from? How much money do you think? What are there, about 1,000 Kennedys? How much do you think of Joe Kennedy's fortune that you're going to what? You're going to pay, you're going to keep 1,000 people, I don't know how many, 500 in-laws, kids, cousins in trust funds? Are you kidding me? Remember who Joe Kennedy was? A crook. And he didn't really make his money. He was a crook in the stock market. So they made him head of the SEC. He was a bootlegger, true, but he really made his money in Hollywood. That's where he made his money. When he was stooping Gloria Swanson at the kitchen table, Rose, that brain dead mother, and those horrible people. Now you know they've been on the take. Everybody's been, the whole place is. And you're asking, How come? Listen to me. How come Nancy Pelosi went from she makes $180,000 a year and she's worth $50 million? It ain't from her investments. You got a few IPOs. You look and see where this money comes from. You don't think that the shadow government says, put it through U.S. And by the way, U.S. or AID is the one that you know about. What if there was the Committee on Corporate... What's that? I don't know. I made it up. And it goes to Alexandra Pelosi, the daughter. See, Joe Biden showed you everything. Joe Biden, where do you think Joe learned this from? Hunter Biden. And they're so reckless, they do it in front of you. But the kids, the relatives, LLCs, these are gangsters. They don't care about this. They've had free reign for 60 plus years. And Trump is putting an end to it. And Elon's got people going through this like nerds saying, oh, I found more. Because they've got all the records. They don't... Remember, they've lived in impunity and said, nobody's going to touch us because we're the government. And then comes Trump. Trump comes along and he just does something nobody ever thought he would do. They said, but he's an idiot. Oh, yeah? Well, look at him. Uh-huh. Well, with the wife and the orange skin. Uh-huh. Trump does these things. Trump is like Larry Bird. He says, I'm telling you what I'm going to do. And he does it. And he does things and they say, you can't tell Jordan that they've got to take. I can't do what? You can't tell Jordan, they're going to, Hussein, you can't tell him, watch this. And he does it and they do it. You can't meet with Kim Jong-un. Oh, yeah? How you doing? Kim. What else can I do? Tell me what I can't do. Tell me. They're going to try to get him. We don't want to talk about this. But Mr. President, whatever happened to Dan Bongino? Is he involved in this at all? I thought he was going to be their Secret Service. I don't know who's who. I don't know. Dan Bongino's full of shit. But so what? Doesn't mean it's the old sure he's crazy, but what if he's right? He needs a Praetorian Guard. He needs ninjas. When he's out like that, just make sure you stay behind that thing, Mr. President. Just stay there. Stay in Mar-a-Lago. You don't have to be in Washington. Everybody's got their thing. Nixon had Key Biscayne. Truman had Key West. Truman was great. Did you ever see Truman in Key West? He would go out marlin fishing, but he have a suit on and say Nixon on the beach on Key Biscayne with wingtips. Just weird with B.B. Rebozo. They all had their thing. There was Reagan on the horse. Get him out of there. This is our time, my friend. This is our time. And Taylor Swift was booed, and Trump was hailed, and it was the worst halftime in history. Because they're now looking at Jay-Z and they're saying, what was that? That was pure, unadulterated shite. What was that? We don't even know what it is. What was that? Serena Williams? What are you doing? Samuel L. Jackson? Listen, if you want to remember the old days? Prince. Whitney Houston I think it was in Tampa. She lip synced. It's not sank. It's S-Y-N-K. Doesn't matter. Remember the old days? The Stones even. Prince. Seeing Prince. this was... But Kendrick Lamar with his diss song about Drake. You know what the diss is about? Diss that. You know what the diss is about? Huh? Can't talk about it here. That's another thing. Ooh. If we start to unravel that, ooh. Did you ever have a sweater and you say, what is it? Don't pull it. My mother used to say that. Don't pull it. Cut it. Don't pull it. Don't pull it. If you pull it, it'll unravel. I said, what do you think this is? Sure enough, brrr, and the thing will just, well, that's it. What is this? Hey, there's this guy named Drake. Drake? Yeah. Don't pull it. Why? Brrr, oh my God. The biggest joke, the biggest is Epstein. That is the, look at that. That's the, no, look at that. Hey, you think we'll get the list, the collect? Ooh, I don't care about that. They want you to do that. They're putting that, don't do that. Do you ever have this, we used to, when I was a kid, my grandmother, oh, the best. She had a very small backyard in Ybor City, very small. And one time they said, let's do the Easter egg hunt. She bought like every Easter egg, big, and she like put it this way: if you move, you would kick them. She didn't even hide them. She just like dropped them. It's like they dropped, boom. And she'd walk by me, she'd kick an egg. Look at that. What's that? Hey, you found one. I said, come on, give me a break. Well, that's what Epstein is. Look, what about that? Hey, ooh. Maybe we'll get rid of the list. Why do you want me to look at the list? Because there's nothing in the list. Right. No, I don't care about that. I want to go over here. Do you know where they get you today? They don't get you through that. That is old-fashioned. Honeypots? Oh, please. You know how much work that is? You got a picture of that? Yeah. Okay, what have we got? Okay. There's ways to frame. There's ways to get you. That was like the last. What is she? Belle Star? Matahari? Come on. That's old. But they want you to think that. We're going to get to that list. Good. And when you control social media, you put this stuff out there. Let me tell you how important social media is. Don't forget what Rob Reiner, don't forget what I told you about Moby. Moby was this guy in 2017, he said this. The CIA said, we want your account. We want you to write this stuff for us. Why? Because you got 20 million people or 10 million people, whatever it is. It's brilliant. We'll pay you. I don't know if he said that. He told them. Here's Rob Reiner. Who are the big names? Go through them. Rob Reiner, Bette Midler, Alec Baldwin. Oh, Alec Baldwin. They just cut him loose. I don't know what he did to them. He's nothing. He's nothing. Alec Baldwin. Nothing. He's just on his own. He's just kind of, it's done. Finished. His wife's still doing the Charo accent. You know, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, who are the ones who really, the ones who went crazy? Think about this. Bette Midler, Stephen King, other folks. Think about it. Richard Gere. He hasn't said anything. What are you talking about? Richard Gere. No. Has he said anything? TV show Jay-Z, but never mentioned his name. Well, we know who it is. In fact, he's so. Okay, Olbermann's too. Oh, by the way, I want you to listen to this one, and this is another thing too. This is really interesting. Okay, and I want you to. I'm just going to tell you. There's a whole bunch of people. Well, not a whole bunch, but there's a bunch of people who are not going to be invited to the White House and aren't going to be a part of the president's entourage. I don't know if Susie Wiles did this, but other people are going to say, excuse me, Mr. President, yeah, you're the president now. We're not going to make mistakes. So-and-so who said crazy stuff before, and I'll leave it at that. Can you figure out who they are? Robert De Niro, thank you. Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro would be perfect. Look at him. Robert De Niro makes dogs notoriously out of money, makes a movie every 2 weeks. He's got family and all that. See, people think they've got a lot more money than they have. They don't. When you get done with something and you get done paying all of the deals and your agents and all, remember, this is the worst part, depending upon how the deal is done. When you get your money, let's say I'm your agent, and you get this money from this, I get it after the fact. So after Uncle Sam and everybody else takes out all this, let's say you paid $1,000, you got 500 or whatever, 750 left. That's what you pay your agent with. So you think, wait a minute. It's like double, triple taxation. It's like, wait a minute, what happened? Well, you got the job. Yeah, but I thought agents, or as somebody said one time, Bob Grant used to refer to this one agent that everybody that was so great. He called him a double agent. So people like De Niro, all these years doing these stupid shows, the Fockers and this, he's just, and so what? He's always out there. And one of the reasons why, think about it, why was he so bad? Do you really think he's that stupid? I don't. I don't think he knew what he was talking about. I just think they said bring him out. And he goes, this, and you realize he's not acting. That's the way he is. This effing this guy. It's just you take the most or ineloquent person ever to be your spokesperson against Trump. This guy, how much was he getting? What was that? Maybe some education fund? Did you have a foundation? Did AID come at you? How? Because somebody had to be paid. Because you're awful at this. Who are these people? The ones who are out there all the time. When Trump was out there, remember that when he was out by the courthouse, just happened to be there? Remember that? How did that happen? Oh, see, the gig is up, and we know that. And let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen of America, it's not that they paid, allegedly, maybe, De Niro or Rob Reiner. That's not the problem. You paid them. You paid them. Tax time's coming up, folks. Putting all your stuff together. Trying to figure out how can we do this? Can I get a deduction here? As you try to cobble together. They don't have a problem with that. They just write the check. They just write the money. When America sees it this way, they will not only love Trump, they will beatify him. He'll be a saint. So leave it at that. All right, dear friends, dear friends, Extra Mile. Thank you, Raul, Ricardo, Prometheus, Forever, Sparky. Thank you, Lori Reinhardt, Trevelyan Gale, Raul, I said that. Let me see who else we got here. Thank you for this. Don't forget to follow. By the way, we had a great station manager, Dave Reinhardt, years ago. We worked with him. What a sweet. Oh, loved him. God. Loved him. In any event. Thank you. Don't forget to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Lynn's Warriors. Let me tell you something, my friend. I want you to do me a favor. I don't know what it is. I don't know who has her targeted. But, I mean, she needs your following and your support on YouTube, busting her chops to put out information to save kids. I don't know. You talk about algorithm. I don't know what's happening there. But she is working harder than anyone. And they've got her, I don't know what. Maybe it's a subject matter. Who knows? I don't know what. I figure maybe it's a mistake. But we need to test that. Follow her at Lynn's Warriors. It means the world to us. Support her in what she's doing. And now that Trump is back, back to Washington, because during Biden, nothing happened. There was nobody in Washington. So Lynn's Warriors. Don't forget Lionel Legal, which is our other channel. And thank you for subscribing to Lionel Nation right here. Your likes, your subscriptions mean everything. Have a great day, my friend. Time to get excited. We're winning. We're winning, okay? And seriously, thank you. Thank you for spending this much time with you. Have a great and glorious day. And until then, my friend, remember the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.